Hello, thank you for taking the time to view this presentation today. We hope that by pre-recording this for you, it makes it easier to share the information on what we're doing with everyone in Norfolk and Waveney, our staff, people and communities. We would like to talk to you today about the NHS Talking Therapies service in Norfolk and Waveney. NHS Talking Therapies is the new name nationally for IAPT. Locally, in Norfolk and Waveney, we know this service as the Wellbeing Service. NHS Talking Therapies is a national model that provides support to people with depression and anxiety-based needs. The model is well established and it's grounded in evidence-based interventions. The service is one that's provided to all people aged 16 years and over in Norfolk and Waveney. Staff working in the service have specific training through Health Education England. There is also a number of targets that Talking Therapies services aim to reach each year. For Norfolk and Waveney, one of these targets is that over 30,000 people each year should receive treatment in the service. Within this large number of people, there are some groups that services particularly aim to reach. These include, for example, people living with long-term physical health conditions or people aged over 65. This brings us on to what we're doing and why we're doing it now. The NHS buys services of all kinds. The way we enter into the agreement to buy those services is set out in a process called procurement. That procurement process leads to services that are set out for an agreed contractual length of time. When that contract is coming to an end, we have duties set out nationally to look at all possible providers. This is the period we're in now, and so we're looking to all partners in our system to help us to shape the service for the future. This includes talking to key groups of people, some of which are listed here. We want to talk to the public, both people who have used the service and have not used the service themselves, and to reach communities who may not be as readily heard as others. We also want to talk to professionals and partners who refer people to the service or send them in the direction of the service, and to those people working in the service themselves. As we talk with you through this process, we think it's important to identify there are some things that cannot be changed about an NHS Talking Therapies service. This is because they're set out in a national manual published by NHS England. The types of things we cannot change include the range of treatments offered and the range of needs that are treated by a service, the training required for the staff providing the services, and the flow of data we share to national colleagues. There are very important elements that can be influenced though, and these are the things we want to hear from you about. This includes important elements, such as how people find out about the service and how they access it. Also, how the service communicates with users and with the public and professionals, and the accessibility of the service. That means how the service adapts to meet the different needs of groups of people in our populations. We know that there is already a lot of information about what people want health and care services to look like in Norfolk and Waveney, and there are many places to look for this. Therefore, we're reviewing these sources of information and will be taking this through to the next steps. How will we hear the views of people and how can you help? We will be launching surveys on the 12th of June to help gather the views of people. The survey will be available on the website listed on this slide. The survey is one for the public and it will be suitable for people who have and have not used the Talking Therapies service. We're asking you to complete the survey yourself, but also to share it with your networks. This will help us to gather the views of as many people as possible. We are also working with an organisation who will take the survey out to the public, face-to-face in various venues. This will include large public events, market days, and reaching out to rural communities. We're also trying to speak to some communities who may typically be less heard in our system. So please do share any information with us on groups you think we might need to talk with. You can share this information on the email address given on this slide. Finally, thank you for listening. We really hope you can help to shape the NHS Talking Therapies service in Norfolk and Waveney for the future.